Good evening, Nigerians. From the streets of Lagos to the lights of Abuja, from the hustle bustle of Kano to the coast of Port Harcourt, a single question now echoes across our country. Why are our brightest children fleeing the motherland? Japa, they say, young Nigerians searching for hope in quest for a better life abroad. Is it merely the allure of foreign lands or the quiet cry of a generation that feels forsaken by its own soil? Today, we dig deep, not to mourn, but to understand. Not to point fingers, but to search our souls, because behind every one-way ticket is a story, a struggle, and yes, a silent scream for something better. I am Chikube Okuono, and this is the Round Table. In today's episode, we will delve into another thing that is haunting African societies like a wildfire, finding greener pastures abroad. And today we ask the question, why Nigerian youths flee? What is the primary cause of the Japa Syndrome? Joining me tonight are 6 remarkable minds, each carrying a piece of this complex puzzle. First, we have Dr. Cordelia Udo, a distinguished Nigerian ophthalmologist making waves in the United States, healing the eyes of the people abroad, while her heart still beats for home. Second, Mr. Tochukwu Raphael, a sharp young journalist whose pen slices through propaganda to reveal the pulse of Nigerian youth and the pain beneath their passport dreams. Thirdly, Miss Mercy Asukwa, an emerging Nigerian actress, bold, talented, and caught between the promise of her passion and the pressures of a nation still learning how to nurture its own. Next, Mrs. Stella Elumba, administrative manager at Diaspora Digital Media, a strategist, a bridge builder, a woman working to connect the brilliance abroad with the heartbeat at home. She knows what it means to manage not just systems, but people torn between continents. Next, Miss Nenyere Michaeline Ezine, a passionate pharmacist, young, rooted, and rising. She represents a generation trying to heal others while still finding healing in a nation that often forgets its caregivers. And finally, Mr. Josiah Onyeji, a son of the soil, thoughtful and grounded, a voice of the people with insights shaped by both tradition and transition. He is also a social media manager at Diaspora Digital Media. Together, we will talk, we will challenge, we will dream aloud. Because until Africa becomes a home worth staying for, we must continue to ask, what will it take to make her whole again? Let the conversation begin. Let us welcome Dr. Cordelia Udo, the chairman of Diaspora Digital Media. Madam, you're welcome in this program. We appreciate your presence. We are happy to have you here. We have a question for you, madam. I wonder if you could turn on your mic.
I was listening in and out while I'm seeing patients. I have how many lasers to do?
Wow.
How many injections waiting for me here?
And you still have time to join us. Thank you very much.
What can I tell you? I congratulate all of you who are there wondering what's going on with our lives in Nigeria. I don't want to cry, but I feel so bad for the youth of Nigeria. Let me tell you, your country is so blessed. It's full of gold and silver. But your leaders have failed you badly. You know, um, and your country is still what trying to remain and do your best. You know, life is a marathon. And for those of you who think the green is greener on this side, before you venture out, make sure you have the skills, you have the education, and you have a family that can shelter you. The skill, the education, and the family to shelter you. Because these places are expensive. You can't pay your rent, you can't pay your feeding, you can't pay your electricity, you can't pay your gas, you can't pay for fueling your vehicle, you can't pay for your vehicle. Do you know what it means to keep an apartment? I the manager, you know. I mean, what you can pay for your rent. You can save, and therefore you need to be able when you come out with the right visa, with the right visa that will allow you to be gainfully employed, that you have a family that can shelter you, and that your goal is maybe to just make enough to return to start a business. Because your country, Nigeria, my country, Nigeria, is so blessed. But you guys don't see it. You guys are the future entrepreneurs to make that country be Dubai. When I look at Dubai, I said, Nigeria has all it takes, but bad, greedy thieves as leaders. Okay? So I don't know what else to say other than if you expecting you come out here and you sort of make it big in a short period of time, you end up in the jail. That's why you don't hear about them. Okay? That's a process in the West, in the East. All right? Even driving a vehicle, you need to obey that traffic light. If you don't, the police will. Okay? How many times they stop you, you lose your license? I mean, you gotta obey the law. Nigeria has laws that are meant to be broken every day, every hour. Here, you can't break one without getting into trouble. So there are a bunch of Nigerians in jail because their leaders did not train them to follow a straight path and know what obeying rules are. Indeed, their leaders are number one for, for lack of accountability, breaking all the rules, and leaving generations of youth without adherence to law and order. Okay, so it's, I mean, as I say, I, I said, let me just click in. They're waiting for me. Have
Thank
thanks
you
on
very
the
much,
patience,
Mom.
you
Thank you
know.
very much.
So I just hope that you guys can look around you and see all the opportunities around you, okay, and try to make it work, okay. Cultivate something. Find out how to till the land. How, growing up, our parents did all those. Okay? They cultivated what they earn as salary wasn't enough, but they stayed the course. They stayed on a straight path to live a decent life and not a life that we are living here in the diaspora. I mean, I work 24/7. Let me be honest with you guys. Okay?
Yeah.
I work 24/7. Is that life? But I'm so used to it because of all the things that I have put my hands to do, especially to create employment, to help the youth in Nigeria. Okay? And others here who came out. Okay? If you're in healthcare, most likely they're working double shift. Okay? They don't know what you guys have burial, christening, you name it. Every weekend you're there partying. We don't have that privilege, that leisure, that time to do it overseas. Because those are the time that Americans or wherever you go cherish. And so there are the foreigners that fill in to do these things at much cheaper rate for them. So that you guys know what you're coming out to do. Okay, life is meant, there's a balance. I know I don't have balance anymore in mind. Okay, so but I grew up when I grew up in a balanced home, in a home where you come out, you're happy, you meet people, you do that. Okay, I'm glad my kids are out of the way and they're all on their way. Thank God. And now I can pursue whatever it looks like is my path. But that path is not easy to walk 24/7. So I wish you all well. Just remember, life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You do the sprint, you sprint into prison.
Yeah, Mom, please, we have one more question for you. Just one
Yeah.
more question. In 20 years, will we be proud of those who stayed or envy those who left?
Will I be in 20 years again? What did you say?
In 20 years, will we be proud of those who stayed in Nigeria or envy those who left?
Let me be honest. Those who stay in Nigeria, they are the kingmakers. Okay? Those
Yeah,
who left will be trying to catch up with the people. It's just, the problem again is the leadership. You guys know it.
yeah,
You just tell
unfortunately.
me how what people have earned, their what is one third what it used to be 3 years ago.
It's true.
Your savings is what one third the value of foreign currencies because your money is useless.
Absolutely.
Okay? But you can go into manufacturing, production, using the local goods. Hopefully, the government can provide the infrastructure, enabling environment, and security, security, security. Okay? That's
Yeah,
what is holding diasporans. When I visit Nigeria, not even my family know when I get in and out. Okay? So you tell me, is that the way to live? Is that the way sacrifice to come and help in the country? That you sneak in and you sneak out. All right? When I tell my patients, I tell them, they wonder. They keep asking me, when are you taking vacation? When are you taking breaks, Dr. Joe? Have you visited your country? Have you done that? You know, sometimes I wonder what signs they're seeing in me, asking me all those things. I said, God, I hope I'm okay. Okay, so may God be the, be it.
Thank you very much more.
I have carved my
We
path.
appreciate you.
For so long as I have life, I will walk and walk. But I know the kingmakers are those who stay in Nigeria,
to the
who
young
try to make it in Nigeria, who try to overcome and stay in the right path. They are the kingmakers.
Thank you very much, Mom. We appreciate you so much. God bless you. Let's leave you to go and attend to your patients.
All right, you guys take care. I gotta run.
All right.
Take care.
It's okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Mr. Tochukwu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, the question was, if you are given opportunity to travel out of this country, would you? This Japa Syndrome, so what is your take on it?
Thank you very much. I want to be very sure that everyone can hear me. So, first of all, there are three categories of persons that usually leave the country. There are three categories of Nigerians that leave the country. First category comprises Nigerians who feel that the country is unsalvageable, or should I say irredeemable. There is nothing that could be done. There is no kind of person or leadership that will be instituted in Nigeria that will salvage the country. What happens? These people think that whatever opportunity that comes to them, they will leave the country and never come back again. Then the second category of Nigerians comprises those who think that Nigeria currently is bad. And Nigeria currently is experiencing some problems. So they believe to leave the country, like the first group. However, they also believe that when they make it outside the country, they will come back and help to build the country, because they believe that Nigeria, even though it is currently not in good shape, will still be good if Nigerians in diaspora come back and help to rebuild the country. Then the last group or category of Nigerians comprises those who believe, I call them the apostles of Nigeria, because they do not believe in Japa at all. They believe in making it in Nigeria. And they may not be, wealthy at the moment, but they struggle. They believe that they can struggle towards success and succeed in the end in Nigeria. So among these three categories, I think I belong to the second group. I believe that Nigeria is currently bad. And I also believe in Japa, but I don't believe in any kind of Japa. I believe that if I have the opportunity to Japa, I will, but the opportunity must be through, a good means. Somebody has to pay for my flight and all that. I have to have my visa, my passport, and the rest of them, all the requirements. The Japa I do not cherish so much is the wrong way, Japaring either by the sea or through the desert. So, but let us not forget the thing that give rise to this Japa syndrome, which is primarily bad government or bad leadership in the country. So, however, there is no room for moving from, a little better side onto, or moving from frying pan to fire. You don't need to do that, especially now that we have in the United States this wave of the what is it called? Um, Trump, having to drive out all outsiders or those who are not Americans out of the United States. So for me, if I had the opportunity to leave the country, I would leave the country, but it must be through good means. That is one. Then number two, I must have a purpose. I must have vision of my moving into a new country or traveling overseas. If I don't have a vision, then that means Nigeria is much better. I'm telling you, Nigeria is much better because abroad you won't be given any kind of opportunity of freedom. You must have to pay for everything you do abroad, unlike in Nigeria. I have not visited any of the countries in the West, but I have a friend there. I think I also have an aunt there. Yes. So from what I have learned from them, I know that living abroad is not also as easy as it sounds. Of course, the economy is better than that of Nigeria. The life there is better, but also you must have a vision if you want to live there and live there in peace. Otherwise, you will see yourself similar to a beggar on the street. Nigeria, you are free to do whatever you like. That is one thing I love about Nigeria. You still have your freedom with you. So when you want to japa, make sure that you have vision and make sure you japa through good means. Otherwise, your name becomes sorry. So for me, if I had the opportunity, of course, I'm going to leave because I have the vision. I believe it could be education, it could be a job, going there to get a job, and also be diligent in that whatever thing you are going there to do. Thank you very much, Mr. Chekube.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Tochukwu Raphael. That was a very wonderful contribution. In fact, you are among the few crop of people who say they want to stay in Nigeria and establish in Nigeria, and they see better opportunities in Nigeria than going outside the country. Yeah, I'm impressed. Mercy. Mercy, if you got a visa today, what's the first thing you'd pack and why? Did you get my question?
Yes, sir.
If you got a visa today, what's the first thing you would pack in your luggage, in your bag, and why?
I don't think I want to leave Nigeria. Let me start with that one first. Okay. I'm not really a freak of outside country. First, because of their weather, I have like cold issue, and I don't really fancy there. I feel like in one part of my mind, I feel like one day Nigeria is going to be better. So why not work hard and just stay here and have my life than going there and start living in total loneliness and boredom and so on. So I don't know what makes people think they want to live, because for me, I feel like there's a whole lot in Nigeria that you can achieve and you can do. It is when you tell yourself that there is nothing here for me in Nigeria, that is when you think that you can't do anything until you travel out. Based on the interview we had yesterday, I also heard a whole lot of people say that they cannot leave this country because out there too is not also easy. If you don't have someone there that is standing in for you, you cannot really enjoy your life. And a couple of times my mom has traveled out, and every time she comes out, she's like, me, I cannot stay there. Or me, I want to stay here because being out there is not easy. There's a whole lot of rules and regulation. I'm not saying that I like the fact that the rule and regulation in Nigeria is not being followed. I'm just saying that to some extent, we have a whole lot of freedom. I've had opportunity to travel out one time to South Africa, but I'm like, am I ready? I can go there for vacation, but moving completely to the US or any other country has never been my dream. I think that's why I've been able to like go far and not have that mindset of, oh, if I'm in Nigeria, I can't do anything, or until I have to go out. For me, that's my own opinion. I don't know about other people, but it has worked out for me. And we even see our celebrities, they just go there for vacation. And before you know it, they are back here. I remember Nancy saying that there's always been saving money to travel out of the country. Yeah. And one time her producer told her that why go out of the country when you can do a whole lot here? So we see that the only thing she does is just go for vacation and come back. Nigeria is sweet too. Freedom is everything for me. So I don't really think I would go. If I'm going, it should be for a vacation. But I would not say I will run and I will not come back. I will not even run. Nothing like our father's land.
Okay, that's wonderful opinion. Everyone is entitled to his or her opinion. And Mercy says
Yes.
she wouldn't want to travel out of Nigeria. Nigeria is a sweet home, and everything she wants is in this country. And so the next question will go to Mrs. Stella Elomba. Is Japa an act of survival or just the latest trend? Can you help us differentiate between desperation and influence? So what do you think?
Okay. What I actually think is that let me just speak for myself. And first, I will thank you for the consideration and for asking about my interest in traveling outside Nigeria. Well,
They are hearing you. You say they are not hearing.
the opportunities that international travel can offer. Well, I would like to clarify that for me, I am not currently interested in relocating permanently outside the country. Nigeria is a home to me and in many meaningful ways too. And I am deeply connected to my family and I cherish the ability to spend quality with my loved ones. And again, our culture, traditions, and especially our indigenous cousins hold a very special place in my own heart. So these are not just aspects of my environment, they are an essential part of who I am and the life I value. And additionally, I have certain health-related sensitivities, including allergies. I'm allergic to many things, especially to cold. So, which makes long-term relocation a bit more complex for me. And managing this condition is easier in my familiar climate or environment in here in Nigeria. And I can also say that I have access to trusted medical care and also again a local remedies that suits me best. Like I can remember when I asked one of my sister-in-law asked me that she's not feeling I told me this. I said, wow, I have something, a leaf I can tell you. How you are living around now, I have this leaf, I will tell you that you will boil and eat and you'll be okay. She said, no, this and that. So all this experience is not what I want to have when I travel. Like in my local place here, I know what I can do when I take the leave I will take. So that is even a big plus to my country, Nigeria here. So that said that I'm not completely averse to international exposure, but I am certainly open to traveling abroad only for a short
Have you tried?
term
Even
visit,
the sound.
vacation, or even professional assignment that can only require the temporary presence in another country. But however, in my
60.
intention would always to be return to my own country, Nigeria, after such visit. So in summary, I can say that while I am open to international experience on a short-term basis, actually, my personal preference is to remain in Nigeria where I feel more grounded, supported, and then also connected. So this is my own opinion anyway. Thank you, Mr. Chukube.
So,
Yes.
isn't it? Just tell us. I know you are preparing to travel out of this country. Um, what moment made you say, "I am done with this country," and you feel like you want to leave this country for good?
Well, just like Macy said, Nigeria is sweet, quite alright. But in some certain areas, because the rate of the mortality rate rather, mortality and child rates is very, very high here in Nigeria. This is the only thing that I can think Nigeria lacks a lot. Like, for instance, many hospitals here in Nigeria has no facilities. They don't have any medical equipment to save life. You understand? Unlike other places outside Nigeria, in terms of emergency rate, instead of, maybe let's say for instance someone had an accident on the road, instead of going through the necessary protocols, maybe looking for an ambulance or calling making an emergency call, the next thing is just to video the person over there in order to spread it online. Then the person just give up over there. You understand? But out there,
Yeah.
they don't joke with life. Unlike here in Nigeria, they don't joke with life. You can imagine. Okay, let me share an experience with you. There is a
Yeah, go
friend of
ahead.
mine that the wife is, and she has gone through labor often, as in, then the mother-in-law now took the wife to the hospital, saying, none of my children will deliver with CS, none of my children will deliver with CS. They started bringing up doctors in order to start praying for the woman. So the pregnant woman, that the doctor was like, sign so that they can take the woman inside the theater, that she can't deliver on herself. They need to use the cesarean section. The woman refused. No, God will do miracle. No, I did not give birth with CS. None of my child will give birth with CS. But we were happy that the husband is an educated person. Immediately, the husband entered the hospital. In fact, some of the pastors were even injured because they were like, he was like, "What are you people doing here with my wife? As in, you want me to lose my precious wife and daughter and child inside there? Doctor, what are you doing? Please take this woman inside the theater." The doctor was like, "Well, there is not my fault. Oh, I need someone to sign before taking the woman inside the theater." You can see the kind of mentality here in Nigeria is so awkward that people don't take life seriously. Unlike over there, you can even an unknown person can call an emergency ambulance to come and pick up a person in a crucial condition. Unlike here in Nigeria. So seeing those things makes you feel that this country, oh God, going over there is even preferable. Apart from the rate of temperature they have over there, if I'm a kind of person that can survive with that aspect, I think over there is really, really okay to stay with. They don't joke with life. Only that alone motivates me to leave the country here in Nigeria. This is all I have for now.
Great. Wonderful. That's very good. Okay. I'll direct this question to Josiah, Mr. Josiah Naji. Okay, tell us what's scarier? What is scarier? Starting over abroad or staying here and standing still? Okay, what is scarier? What is it that you feel is most, scariest or scarier? Starting over abroad or staying here and standing still? Let us hear from you, Josiah.
Okay. For me, traveling outside is a very good opportunity. Like if I'm given the opportunity, it's a very good one. Yeah, everybody wants to step out of the shores of Nigeria to at least have an experience of what is going on there. But for me, I would like to be go there on on business purpose, like networking with other tech HUCs like me. Because me going there to stay there permanently wouldn't is not ideal for me. Because I believe this is my country. Because if I don't make it better, who else will make it better? Because those countries where that people want to travel to is the youths, the people living there that made out time, dedicated their time to make it better, make it conducive for other people to come in. So if we don't take the bull by the horn by making our country conducive by ourselves, then I wonder why we're still called Nigerians. Because the whole thing, the whole hallmark of our thing is just for us to come in terms with what we have here. Then we are talented. That one is everybody knows about that. Everything about us is special, and we just need to harness the tools, everything we have to for the betterment of Nigeria. Yes, if I'm given opportunity for maybe for a business trip or some or for a vacation, or yeah, I can boldly go out there for that for business purposes or for academic purposes. But saying I will live there and live there permanently, no, I don't think it's a thing for me. I don't really have much to say.
Good. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. In 2023 alone, over 70,000 Nigerians applied for UK visas. That's not a statistics. That's an exodus. But the big question here is, if everyone leaves Nigeria, who will stay back to build the future of this country? Japa is not just a trend, it is a message. Maybe it is time we ask what we are running from, or what kind of Africa or Nigeria we want to return to. At this time, let's call it a day. The message is very clear. The best thing for everyone in this country is to look inwards. Look from where you are standing. Look from where you are standing. The future of Nigeria is bright. At this point, I say thank you very much. I say thank you very much to every participant in this program. You spoke well, your contributions were wonderful. The world has had you. A word is enough for the wise. Thank you very much. This is the round table. The Street Pulse. The episode today is Street Pulse. We will be glad to have you next week. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend.